Good morning, everybody. I hope you slept well. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everybody. I think I'm going to start this morning's video off with a little bit of truth. Chicago's mayor is absolutely trash, and the governor of Chicago is an absolute disgrace. The amount of videos that he tries to put out justifying not taking the help from President Trump and ICE to get the illegals and stuff under control, to get the murders and stuff under control in these cities and stuff like that is absolutely atrocious. I don't know if you guys seen recently on the Will Cain show, there was a 3-star police officer that was talking about statistics and facts in Chicago, that's from Chicago, and I think he's from Chicago anyway, and he was like, Pritzker did another video yesterday basically making a fool of himself, talking about how he's never felt safer in Little Village. Well, Little Village is predominantly Hispanic lived and run, right? So with that being said, you have to take into consideration since January, ICE has been targeting Little Village the hardest, and they are down 50% in their murder rate since ICE has been there. They've had substantially less problems since ICE has been there. So why would you not want ICE helping when you're saving somebody's life? Murder rate is down, crime is down in general. Yeah, it is safer. It's safer because they're there doing their job, getting the riffraff out that don't belong there. But Pritzker, on the other hand, will make people believe that he's got some kind of special effect on Little Village by himself, and it's just an awesome place because it's Chicago and there's nothing going on there, and he's full of shit. He's not being honest with anybody. The reason it's foolish the reason he feels safe being there is for the simple fact that ICE has been there doing the work for months now, getting people out of there that don't belong there. So anything this guy says, you almost has to think, where's the money coming from? What's the agenda? Why is he doing what he's doing? Is he trying to keep the numbers up? And that's specifically why, because he's got more voters. Is it because somebody's paying him? One of the oligarchs are paying him to keep these people here, to create this division and chaos. And there's a reason why they left the place that they were in. These other countries don't do what we do. They don't put up with the shit that we put up with. They don't allow people to just fly other people's flags above their flags. They don't allow other people to just trash their country and stuff like that. And then there's some places that do, that have started following Western civilization style. And it's absolutely disgusting, because those countries now hate themselves because of modeling the United States and then realizing that it doesn't fucking work. Just allowing anybody into your country to do whatever they want doesn't work. There's a rule, there's a specific set of laws and rules and stuff that you're supposed to follow to keep order, and these people just aren't doing it. They don't care about it. So Pritzker being online talking about all the bullshit that he's been talking about lately, and how everything's safe and Chicago's safe and we don't have all this crime that they're talking about, he's absolutely full of shit. I live here, and it was really bad. It's getting better, but it's still out of control. Anything this guy says, you just have to throw it out the fucking window, because he's got a whole cabinet and campaign of people behind him that are supporting him and his lies, because there's money involved some way, shape, or form. You can almost guarantee it. Almost guarantee it. The guy is a disgrace. He's a billionaire that doesn't want for anything, doesn't need for anything, and he's no better than any of the other governors that we've had. The mayor is absolutely atrocious. It's just like he got his education from a fucking Cracker Jack box. He just sounds absolutely dumb when he talks. So throw that stuff out the window, man. Don't listen to what these guys are saying. Listen, find the videos and stuff from the people. Find the videos from the professionals that work in law enforcement, that have something to say about what's going on. They will tell you the truth. I remember when he was praising everything back in the day and all the illegals were coming in. I was talking to a police officer, and he was like, Rich, things that you guys aren't hearing, that they're keeping off the media, is absolutely astounding. He said, you know, this is my precinct. This is the one that I work in Chicago, and it's bad, man. He said, you got fights in the streets. You got black versus Hispanics. They're attacking each other's neighborhoods and buildings and stuff. You've got renters, homeowners, people that own property and stuff like that, allowing these people to come in and rent from them with no paperwork, no nothing, all because it's the big mighty dollar. And if they can get them signed up on government contracts, they're making even more money on these government contracts. So you really, really, really got to be careful who you're listening to, who you are putting your faith and stuff in, because the governor and mayor of Chicago are not the ones. And there's a lot of lefty cronies that are following right along, believing everything that they're saying and egging them on because they know that it fits their agenda. But when you listen to the people that actually work the city, that actually know what's going on there, that are dealing with the problems, they will tell you the truth. The mayor and the governor, they're not going to say anything because they're filling their pockets full of whatever it is that they're filling their pockets. It's making them happy. If they were being honest, they would accept the help and they would say, you know what, I do want to work with you, with ICE. I do want to work with you guys. Let's make this better. Let's come up with a plan on what our roles and stuff are, and let's just execute, because we want a safe, better city. More people will want to be here. But that's not what they're doing. The fact of the matter is, they're liars. They're playing you guys. They have no clue what they're talking about. No, they do have a clue what they're talking about. It's just that they're blatantly lying. They're habitual liars. And that's just what it's going to be. Anything that comes from Governor Pritzker's mouth or Mayor Johnson, in one ear and out the other. They are habitual liars. They are not going to tell you the truth. The city is not doing good. We are at least $1 billion in debt, and we just keep putting money out for the illegals. We just keep trying to protect the illegals and save the illegals. And you're right, every human deserves care, but every human doesn't deserve care on my dollar, the taxpayers' dollars. Every person deserves care where they fucking belong. I'm sorry, that's just what I believe. And if you're not from here, you don't have paperwork to be here, then you need to get the hell out of here. And that's just as simple as that. I don't care. I have love for everybody, empathy for everybody, but empathy, in my eyes, empathy doesn't overcome what reality and what is righteous should be. Empathy doesn't trump those. What is right and what is truth comes before anything. And they're lying to you guys, point blank. Talk to you later.
Something very ironic. J.B. Pritzker today put out another video in Little Village talking about how safe he feels. Well, Little Village is primarily a Hispanic neighborhood here in Chicago. That district is down about 55% so far this year in murder. Well, where do you think ICE has been working in Chicago since January? If he doesn't want the resources, he shouldn't go to a place where they're succeeding right now. It's really ironic. It just shows how little he knows about the city. But by the same token, listen, I would not want the National Guard if I was a superintendent. And that's probably just my pride. But at the same time, I would welcome the resources because they're coming. I always enjoyed working with the feds, even the FBI. But at the end of the day, if you want to give us resources, I would work with you, figure out how to do it. You do this, we'll do that. This is pure politics. It's insanity. And what's the value of saving somebody's life? If one life is saved, it's worth the effort, quite frankly. I got to tell you something very ironic. J.B. Pritzker today put out another video in Little Village talking about how safe he feels. Well, Little Village is primarily a Hispanic neighborhood here in Chicago. That district is down about 55% so far this year in murder. Well, where do you think ICE has been working in Chicago since January? If he doesn't want the resources, he shouldn't go to a place where they're succeeding right now. It's really ironic. It just shows how little he knows about the city. But by the same token, listen, I would not want the National Guard if I was a superintendent. And that's probably just my pride. But at the same time, I would welcome the resources because they're coming. I always enjoyed working with the feds, even the FBI. But at the end of the day, if you want to give us resources, I would work with you, figure out how to do it. You do this, we'll do that. This is pure politics. It's insanity. And what's the value of saving somebody's life? If one life is saved, it's worth the effort, quite frankly. I got to tell you something very ironic. JB Pritzker today put out another video in Little Village talking about how safe he feels. Well, Little Village is primarily a Hispanic neighborhood here in Chicago. That district is down about 55% so far this year in murder. Well, where do you think ICE has been working in Chicago since January? If he doesn't want the resources, he shouldn't go to a place where they're succeeding right now. It's really ironic. It just shows how little he knows about the city. But by the same token, listen, I would not want the National Guard if I was a superintendent. And that's probably just my pride. But at the same time, I would welcome the resources because they're coming. I always enjoyed working with the feds, even the FBI. But at the end of the day, if you want to give us resources, I would work with you, figure out how to do it. You do this, we'll do that. This is pure politics. It's insanity. And what's the value of saving somebody's life? If one life is saved, it's worth the effort, quite frankly. I got to tell you something very ironic.
Be blessed, as always. Thanks for being here.